What's poppin', everybody? 10 minutes late, my bad. Had some technical difficulties, but we are ready to rock. What's going on? Week 8, full NFL slate. Looking at some La Liga quickly. But gonna of course dive into NFL. Week 8, we have to go through everything. We have a full slate. What's going on here? Twitter is being laggy for me. I haven't played much this week. Like I have been actually just very busy this week. Normally I come into stream, with a bunch of plays locked in. We kind of check line movement. We go from there. But this week I only have the commies on Monday. So we are going full EV grind, full discovery today, seeing whatever we find, whether it be some projections, price discrepancies, finding EV spots, mispricing using boosts. Like we have the world is our oyster for today's stream. So absolutely love that. Let me get 2 seconds to get the stream going, and get some promos out, and let's start betting. Thursday was great. We hit on Trey Harris for the FanDuel jackpot bonus, which was fantastic. We also hit Chargers -3. Other props where like long shots did not come through, but it was fine. Definitely a profitable day. And Trey Harris with the bonus bet. So 384, nice to hit a jackpot bonus. That was fun. And now, boys, it's time to get through it. So looking at La Liga, don't know why. NFL, we're gonna go through every single game, talk about thoughts, see what things pop up on the screen from the EV, lock and load everything, and go from there. I want to start on the EV screen because, like I mentioned, I have nothing played yet besides the commies for Monday. So like for today, I don't have a sweat yet. Let's change that. Let's see what we can find directly off the EV screen and see, then we can go manually between every single game like we normally do and find spots that we like to attack here. But I have some sides that I do like. Obviously, we're talking game day betting sides. Trey Harris, money, good call, my boy AC. Yeah, appreciate you. I know you were there on Thursday. I didn't get to stream Friday, but I'm glad we cashed that together. That was awesome. Let's see here. We're gonna try to find some stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, if you guys are looking at the EV screen and you already see some of these widths, like you see this Christian Watson under, you have B365, and you kind of like already trust the DVIG here, like market average 111, and this is, or should be 110, and this is 115. Like, definitely bet this stuff. That's like why it's here. Like if you through 8 weeks have been seeing these same EV calcs and trust them because we've been doing really well. I just don't have 365, so I can't like go in and bet this. I don't want to like claim this on any record. Not that that's the point. But I couldn't even like sync this with my picket or anything like that. So if you guys see these things popping up and you can bet there and you trust, then please do be betting these as well. With Hard Rock as well. But like a Luther Burden, ESPN, I would like a little bit more width. I probably got to change my width there for receptions for sharp books here, but I'm going to try to find, some MGM, some 365, some DK, some FD, because again, like if you have 365, definitely bet these. Are you buying to the National TE Day hype? I think for fun, like 2 to 3 like parlay for tight ends. I think you should have respect, right? Like I wouldn't say I'm buying into the hype where I'm purposely going to bet somebody's over today for that, but will I for fun bet a little parlay for it? Absolutely. I think we should definitely cook something for that, for the fun of it. Nothing too crazy bankroll wise, but Chris Samuel 9-1. Bills Panthers. He's been getting a drop in snaps, but we're not going to be able to deviate from Circa here, so might just like slip off that. Since Samaje Perine, 3.8% here for a touchdown. Not seeing any like straight things that I'm interested in. I mean, it's Jerome Ford, 11-1, 3.1%. We shot Bateman over 1.5 receptions. This is actually interesting. If this is still here, 121, 120 at 365. I know Bateman's obviously not had a great season so far. Yeah, we're getting to like the low 2%. Let's go game by game. Let's see what we could find. We know that the a lot of injury news came in. Like we're ready to go. I'm going to also pull up Underdog, my other monitor here, just in case we need to look through any injury stuff, and we'll do our normal run through of everything here. So let's see. Let's get Underdog going. Let's find some bets here. Not many boosts on FanDuel today, I saw. I think I just see just a 30 percenter. And then they have one for tonight, which is on live bets. Interesting. Now we're getting to that part of the season where there's a bit of a lull in some of the boosts and the promos here, but let's go game by game. Let's talk about everything. We'll go back and forth between the EV screen. We'll find some ARBs, and we'll do what we always do. Bears Ravens. Obviously, big time line movement with Lamar, like expected to play, then not playing. We got Snoop Huntley back in the fold, and this spread has gone down immensely. Like I really know I haven't looked in a minute, so like I'm curious where this did come down to now. I think it was like 1 now. The Bears are laying now? No. It's just a PK. Okay, the Ravens are laying 2.5. It looks like okay. 3.5, not really. So 2.5 for Baltimore. Okay, so that makes sense. I mean, me and Jake were debating whether that line on Wednesday was like a half line or just assuming Lamar's fully back. It looks like the more it shows, it does look like it was a line that was showing Lamar to be like anticipated to be back at like 85% or closer to 100% than not playing. But not a game right now that I have a ton of interest in, honestly. Dolphins Falcons, another one where we got Kirk Cousins going, and this is the question now: where is Kirk Cousins a downgrade or an upgrade over Michael Penix at this point? I think it's very possible at this point he's an upgrade, though not by like a ton. But spread didn't really move on it on the news, which tells you a lot. That tells you kind of exactly everything that you would think you need to know from how the market perceives somebody. Stated it was 7.5 got eaten up. Now it's not the 6.5. Like I don't think that 1 point is necessarily like Kirk over Penix. And like Penix, they're saying like he's 1 point worse. I just think that is honestly over was inflated in the first place, realistically. So some player props here. First touchdown, Achane. Let's see some receiving yard stuff. Like Tua and Co. like could be, absolutely cooked here. I thought this total was a bit too high early in the week. Let's take a look here at the total. It's still 44.5 realistically. Looks like they're not really a 45.5 that's bettable, really 44.5. So it hasn't really moved. I thought that it was a bit high. Like first from my numbers, of course, 44.5 being a key number there. But no, did not end up betting that just yet. Let's go take a look at the odds screen. Again, not necessarily sure where to like begin because I haven't bet anything, and obviously we don't have like a massive slate. I haven't bet anything, one because I was very, very busy, but two, just because like I'm not in love with the slate this week, which is like going to happen, of course. I'm gonna go check back on some EV stuff. And Underdog, who would add to illness report, but still expected to start. That was about an hour ago, so I'm sure a lot of you guys saw that already. McCarthy to return week 9. Rashid Shaheed on the trade block. Penix won't play, but should return week 9. That we knew. No AJB, we knew. Mason Taylor and Brees are playing. All right, so far nothing really like out of this world crazy from the news we were expecting. Bijan Robinson over 17.5 attempts on Novig. By far the best price in market. Curious about that. That's 126 over 17.5. That's definitely worth playing. We have a market average of 103. A 113, excuse me, 103 at Penny, 120 at FanDuel. That just moved to 120. It just moved on us. That was all that liquidity just got snatched. That was 126, and now it's down to minus 120. That was plus 126. So unfortunately can't count that as that just moved entirely in front of us there. All good because let me go back here because I just watched that disappear in front of our eyes. We just saw that. Yeah. No longer there. So obviously, when it comes to these prices, Billy Bird's got to get the worm there. That one bit of delay was the stoppage there, which I think is hilarious. But it's all good. That's that's how it goes. Not the first time we've just missed out on something by a second here, and obviously they're gonna be happening so slower to the draw than I normally would be. But that's so funny. All right, boys. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions in chat of like players or like teams you want me to look into. Like I normally have, again, so many more plays that I'm ready to lock in and dive into and talk about. Entirely blank canvas today. So like I'll be telling you guys, we'll be finding some value. Like I haven't really dove into much data. I'll pull up FTN, honestly. That's something that I think will help us because not only will we have the market backing, we'll also be able to like take a look at some data as well and make decisions that way. I normally always do, just use pick the odds, find the EV, and go from there. But when it comes to football, we got to talk some ball here. Stats, receiving stats. Okay, you got some relatively high totals. This one came down massively with Lamar news, unsurprisingly, of course. This one's injury galore, but looks like we finally found the flip. 41.5. This game, I did like the over at 43.5 on stream. I called it out, but now it's at 44.5. Looks like more of like a split market, not fully 44.5. Patriots Browns, I could totally see why that game was so slogfest. Those Panthers could be a fun one. Dolphins Falcons, I think is an under game, but the market hasn't really adjusted on that. Giants Eagles, I also think it's an under game. Buccaneers Saints, I also think it's an under game. This did move a point. Titans Colts Cowboys Broncos, 51.5. That one could be an absolutely crazy fun one. Then Packers Steelers tonight, Commanders Chiefs tomorrow. All right, here Jets Bengals. I'm going to dive into because I think this one could be a sneaky over game, even with obviously Justin Fields going, all the commentary around the coach saying what the owner saying what he said. We all know the drama going on in New York here. But let's take a look at some prop stuff. I want to look at some Jets pass catchers. Obviously, this unit is depleted from an injury standpoint. I think what's his name is also it was Reynolds is out. I think. We'll see if his numbers are still there. It's only up at Cal. Yeah, Reynolds is out. The Jets have nobody here. Like Mason Taylor's active. He is their like primary guy at this point without without GW. Brees could just run it crazy amount of time. Same with Tyrod here. But like look at some Bengal stuff as well, because I think this could just be an over. So Jamar Chase, obviously this number is crazy high, but no, like I can see him getting continuously peppered like he was peppered. But what's T? Because if Jamar is 88.5, are we getting a lower number on T? We are 54.5. This is intriguing. What is this 51.5 here at MGM? If this is available, I'm betting this right now. I think this is absolutely a play. Fields pass completion unders. Let's keep diving into the game. I think it could be that simple, realistically, but at the same time, I think depending, like everyone knows about the injuries and everybody knows about the lack of pass catching, like it could actually be creating value on the over. This Higgins is absolutely bet worthy. So I'm tracking this. Higgins. I'm tracking this. This is a bet compared to the market and compared to like the matchup that I think, because T definitely fits the same mold as like Jamar Chase in the sense where like they're so highly talented. Obviously Jamar got all those targets because he is Jamar. But let me track this here and let me bet this on my computer because I want in. No, I think that this is fair enough. I'm going to pull up the FTN numbers quickly as well here. Let's go to Cincinnati and look at just like that last game with Joe Flacco. Let's see, that was week 7, of course. Don't need to qualify. T. Higgins still 10 targets, like 23 targets for Jamar, which was dominating, obviously. 23 targets is always going to be a crazy number here, but then he still was able to get 10 of those targets, 6 for 96. I know the Steelers pass defense is bad, but it's not like the Jets pass defense is any good either. Um, Arguably worse at this point. Where's receiving it over under? I need to bet this quickly. I hate some of these interfaces. I got the direct link with PTO, but on my other computer, I'm not logged in there, so I got to do it the old-fashioned way. Receiving yards, OU, T. Higgins, boom. Perfect. All right. So still 10 targets, 6 receptions, 96 yards. Like, I don't think that that's really going to change. I think that, like, why wouldn't he continue to just pepper his two main guys here? So T. Higgins with pricing, this is 51.5, getting 2 yards compared to Circa. Yes, 5 extra cents, but I think those 5 cents are worth the 2 yards. Similar, I do think that T is potentially like a ladder candidate as well. But let's look at just some Fields passing completions like AEC called out here. I am curious what it's at, because it might be like at this point where it might be worth betting overs despite all the craziness. But 16.5, that doesn't seem too far off market. I want to just look at some of the numbers here. Looking at Cincinnati. I'll pull back up FTN in 1 second. NYJ all season. Obviously, we have those Tyrod games, but averaging only 22.5 attempts a game. So this is like a narrative kind of thing here, AEC. Like I don't see any like real value just from like the market. The thing is, like, I could see a world where like Justin Fields hits this over. Like me and Jake were talking about it, where it's like he just got blatantly publicly disrespected, like by his owner, by his own team. Like the thing to do would be to like ball out today. If it's all on the ground, which is obviously beyond plausible and probably like what happens because of his ability to run the ball. But I don't know. I think Fields overs might be in play today from a, like, I hate to say narrative street world, but I think it is. And like this 130 on 17.5 for him at ESPN, an alternate for just 1 yard at 130. It's the same price to Fanatics and WinBet's 120. The score is also 130, but even Bovada is 105 for 17.5. This is best in market with an average of 106. Yeah, brother. I think no, sorry, my man. Like I think that this 130 is actually a really good price for one more completion. Like, not that like hit rate really matters, but like curious, like completion percentage, like not that matters. I'll pull back FTN quickly, see some efficiency numbers here, because we know it's not going to be good. It's not going to be pretty with Fields and his completions per game. Obviously, yards per completions are low. We have a bad, secondary here as well. Not like air yards really matter for this bet, but like, I don't know, 63.7% completion percentage for a guy who was obviously very inaccurate isn't too bad. I'm saying this 130 is worth it at ESPN. I'm tracking this. I think this is a bet. Like, and I know the nonsense here. It's a tough watch, bro. It's gonna stink. Don't get me wrong. Like, anytime watching Justin Fields throw the football is unfortunately not pretty. But per game completions this season, 16, 3, 20, 32, 9, 6. All right, like I still love this under pricing as well. Like, but the price is giving us like we're looking for 18. He's hit it twice this year at 130 in a matchup where he is. I do expect him to throw the football. I know they have no pass catchers, but I think that is what's giving this value, not the fact that he's good. I think that this number from the market is good. So let's lock this in. I'm in. Betting it now. Justin Fields over 18.5, 18 plus completions, 17.5 completions. Plus 130, ESPN bet. Let's look at some first touchdowns here, because I'm expecting the usual suspects are going to be priced too high. Like 12-1 for Fields is a bit intriguing, honestly. Circa at 10-1. But there could be some like low key, not like low key, but like what's Isaiah Davis now? Like this is 20-1, and this is 40-1 at FanDuel. Let me go back to some Jets rushing stuff, because They still spill Brees in the red zone. I'll switch my screen over in a sec here, but filter week 6 and week 7. Sure. Let's go back to FTN here and look at this. I can't believe how much I'm betting on the Jets now. Red zone rushing. Red zone, they only had been in the red zone with one red zone rushing snap, and that did go to Fields. That's actually at week 5, and also when Braylon Allen was out, I think it was week 4. Yeah, so then you add back another week. So it's been Brees and Fields in the red zone. So Allen hasn't been, Isaiah Davis hasn't been taking those snaps. But from a target perspective in the red zone for the Jets last couple of weeks, Josh Reynolds out, GW out, Taylor's in, Tyler Johnson. So it is like an ugly pass catching unit. I don't know, 40-1 to Circus 20-1. Just that in its of itself is intriguing me for Isaiah Davis, though I do think that that's probably a donation, but just worth mentioning. And I could see if any Bengals are going to cop off the screen, though I doubt. Chase Brown at like 5-1, which makes sense for an RB1 in a game where you're 6.5-point favorites. Jamar, if he's anything under, yeah, damn, I was hoping we could maybe snag some of that in like my favorite zone for WR1s, but absolutely not. Jamar Chase is on another planet, so that number is totally fair. But give me a 10-1 on T, and that's a no hesitation. Nah, we're not getting anything that sexy, unfortunately. Understandably so, though. So don't get me wrong. Not surprised by that in any stretch of the imagination. So we'll come back to this game, but 2 plays locked in. T. Higgins over receiving yards and Fields 18.5 receiving yards, both showing good value from the market, and also just like I think from one from Narrative Street and one just from data in terms of that really being the T1 being market, but Narrative Street for Fields. Let the boy cook. I know watching Fields is miserable and horrible, but I mean, let the boy cook. But listen, Bears Ravens. So the Ravens defense is healthy now. That's another thing that I think is a bit underrated. Like everyone knows the Baltimore Ravens situation has been horrible and whatnot. And the defensive injuries are just as bad as to this team and detrimental to their, play, as well as, obviously Lamar Jackson. So now that they're healthy, this total has dipped with the health, with no Lamar. If you got some Bears 6.5s or some under like 50s, you're probably chilling right now for this game. But I do just want to take a look at some things like where can we expect the Ravens to regress? I don't want to look all the way at first touchdown just yet. We want to get there. Let's look at some receptions for DJ Moore. Minus 106 here for 3.5, showing EV minus 121. Let's pull up this DK. This might be it here. DJ Moore's been, struggling all season long. Hasn't been the pretty one, though. Receptions is a market where he is doing well. Not like too well though. 3.5 seems low, but this is 108 at Bookmaker, 125 Penny, 122 FanDuel. I like this. 106. Tracking this. More under 3.5 receptions. We have a DraftKings parlay boost. I think it's a just 20% 3-legger. I'll definitely be using that, but I'm logged into my phone here. I'm betting this DJ Moore under 3.5 receptions. NFL. Bears Ravens receiving. Gotta go to receptions over under. I hate this about DK and MGM, and I'm in. DJ Moore under 3.5. Jonathan Taylor first TD. Biz is calling it out in chat. Hold on, let me get this posted because I take the bet and I write it down so we always know. So we're tracking. Everything's also on Pickett, by the way, at Go Bet Smart. If you want to follow on Pickett, I got to sync the books after stream, which I will do. So give me 1 second here. But Biz calling out Jonathan Taylor first TD. Brother, obviously I'm not gonna say no to a JT first, but was from a price perspective, that's gonna be like what, 320 at this point. I gotta pivot and check quickly because I'm curious how low it is. My guess is honestly like 400 plus 400 for first touchdown for JT, which honestly like probably will hit. No way there's really like inherently value unless like FanDuel or DK is like well off from like circa, but like for a first TD bet, I personally like don't want to do that. It's 250. It's worse than I even thought. I mean, I feel you, Biz. Like I'm rooting for that. I think that is just probably unfortunately just like a bad bet. Um, Bad bets win, good bets lose, vice versa. Happens all the time. This is one where like I'll root for you, brother, but I'm not going to be deploying on that, especially with Serga still, being the leader in the clubhouse on price here, and no inherent value really on Novik, FanDuel, DK, anywhere else, from just a divigging market situation. But is JT probably going to score the first touchdown? Probably score honestly 4 touchdowns. Yeah, like probably. um, but we'll go back to Bears Ravens here. Um, I was like so intrigued by Zay Flowers stuff, thinking Lamar was coming back because of how well they played to start the year. I just don't know. Like Snoop Huntley is like Cooper Rush was horrible, but Snoop Huntley was also bad. Like I know he's one guy that made a Pro Bowl. Everyone loves to call out Pro Bowler Snoop here, but like he's also so bad. Um, it's hard to have confidence in Ravens at this point. And from a again like a Bears perspective, I just bet that DJ Moore under receptions there. Um, I don't know. Let's look at maybe some first touchdowns because there could be some value or any times as well. Um, I don't know because this is like an ugly situation. Like National Tight End Day, can that be Cole Kmet? I don't even know if he's suiting up. Only 3-1. No market here for any time, which is interesting. Like what's Rome these days? Like 150 for all the things of like how Rome has like regressed from the TD scoring market, which like made sense. It was obviously on like a crazy run. 150 is like very low. Ravens side, like what's Snoop to run one in? 285, 335 here at Play Alberta for my Canadian viewers here. 3-1 at Circa. I mean, excuse me, MGM, nothing at Circa. I'm going to pivot off this and look at Bills Panthers. This is a game I'm interested in. Jake and I didn't bet the Bills. Like Jake and I on stream are going back and forth on Wednesday. Like he loves the Panthers. I thought the 7 was pretty short for Buffalo, so we just made a bet ourselves. So I haven't bet it just yet, but I think that there's going to be some value and some first TDs from the Panthers perspective. But I think the Bills should smoke them. Like I really do. I think this is like a classic kind of like I don't want to say like what's the best way to put it? Like this is a classic where like the Bills are obviously at this point like on fraud watch, people talking about how they haven't won any like impressive game realistically. They are losing to better teams. A lot of people also want to talk about like Carolina beating the crap out of Atlanta, then Atlanta beating the crap out of Buffalo. 7.5 is basically gone. For Carolina, you can get one at Novig. Not a ton of liquidity there. ESPN though. And then for a 7, you can get a 7 anywhere you want for Buffalo. Not everywhere, but you guys see DK. You have it if you want it. But I think at this point, Buffalo might be getting a bit disrespected. And like the Panthers are, a better overall team than a lot of people anticipated, probably, especially considering what they looked like at the beginning of the season. But I don't know that like Buffalo, I see like a lot of the arguments being like, oh, like the Panthers, one of the best run teams in football, and like they are. The numbers are there. They're fantastic running the football, success rate, EPA per play. Bill's very bad in that department, but with the bye week, I know Milano's back, but he's, not nearly running as well as he was like 2 or 3 years ago, where like him being back isn't, I don't think, like a massive game changer. Jimmy Cook first tutty. But I think that the kind of the offenses, like, guess they beat Dallas, but Dallas still turned up. They were just really able to run the ball at will and like keep them off the field and not allow Dallas to like turn up there. And like that I think is worth like a lot of like credit because this game is in Carolina as well. But the Bills have also they have had their success in recent years against bad quarterbacks. And let me see, like I also need to confirm Bryce Young here. Did I miss the news? So I've been a bit MIA yesterday and the day before. Bryce Young playing? Doubtful today versus Buffalo. The softly benched stuff, I think, is the funniest thing. All right, so we're looking at Dalton. Um, Bryce Young isn't playing most likely, so Bryce Young. Okay. All right, so no Bryce. That to me doesn't really make a difference. Like Dalton at this point is probably like around the same. We and Jake debated this. I don't think it's like an upgrade or a downgrade by more than a half a point either way. Max 1 point, which the market hasn't actually shown anything. It's been the same. So according to the market, I guess it is like nothing, which makes sense. Who's gonna eat though? So we have Tet, of course. We got Leggett, who's been playing some good football, though I'm still not sold on Leggett being a good football player. Let's look at some of his receiving yard stuff. Let's see if it's inflated from last week's pretty massive outburst. Circa not even hanging prices here for Leggett, which makes sense with the QB uncertainty. Circa not going to put some stuff out there, but looks like 32.5 being the number, which I was hoping it got a bit higher from the massive game he had last week. What's Ted at? Ted going under, I think, in 2 straight for his receiving yards, though he did have that 2-touchdown game. So he's going at 57.5, 54.5 here. Haven't seen it with Dalton. I could anticipate maybe Dalton being like that veteran, so much like Flacco, how Flacco, like, no hesitation, I throw the ball to Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins don't think twice, where the situation can be for Dalton to not think twice and just throw the ball to Tet McMillan, though Buffalo secondary not great. This is 130, which I don't like. What are his receptions? If it's over 4.5, that might be a bit too high, but if it's 3.5, oh yeah, they're giving him 4.5 straight up. 5 receptions. So if he does get peppered with targets, like thinking about it this way, this even money though is already having value at ESPN. So this is a play here. Tet 5+ receptions. Let's confirm its availability. You have the field's completions at Tet. Even money there. This is a bet. I could see again the situation. I know it's like the run game is what the Panthers are the best at, though I can obviously see them being in a drop back passing situation with being down big time as 7-point dogs, 7.5-point dogs. And I think that the veteran savvy thing to do is to throw the ball to your best player. Obviously, Ted is not on a Jamar Chase level, nor is Andy Dalton on a Joe Flacco level at this point still. But with that being said, the situation does, I think, entail, while I don't think that like Nick Millen necessarily balls out in yardage, I think him getting peppered in targets, and obviously like a high profile catch guy as well. He is a sure-handed guy. They also love to throw it to him because he's a dog. So some Ted over receiving yards, over receptions, I think are better than receiving yards. And again, this even money in market. I know FanDuel is only 102, Novig 105, and BM 109, though we still are seeing again 7.74% value there for this over. So I like this. Buffalo pass catchers, obviously, it's like such a tough situation with knowing who's going to turn up, how much they're going to throw, et cetera there. So I want to look at Dolphins Falcons. This is interesting to me. I want to look at Dolphins Falcons. I have underdog up as well. We'll check some news that coming in, anything for the boys. And we'll use the boost. Now DraftKings is a touchdown boost as well. We'll be utilizing that, finding first TDs. Receptions here. Let's see, like London. He's up at 5.5. Not even a price on FanDuel just yet. I know he's questionable, but I just wanted to check him out. The injuries are really killing us here from a betting perspective. I mean, obviously, if you're betting early, getting in on some good numbers, like again, that Bears game, some people probably have some great tickets for that one, pending like the Lamar injury. So some great snags, I'm sure, right there. Very nice, very nice. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back to the actual straight up EV screen. We're gonna take a look at some game line EV and see if anything is flashing A lot of this stuff too is like a waiting game. Like we know, like we saw that Bijan and Novik disappear right in front of our faces, and that's going to happen, and things are going to pop up that we like. So let's take a quick look here. We'll pause. I don't really like betting third quarter to second halves like pre-flop because so much can change on those pricing. I think that that's like, and someone could, like, can let me know if that's not the way to think about it. But I feel like with so much game to be changed, that like I don't think second half value is so valuable right away. Houston first half money line 120 here. Let's see, to market average. Yeah, this is a click. 143, 140 market average, 134, 125. I hate the Houston Texans. They're so ugly. Like I'm betting on the Jets players today. Justin Fields completions, and now I'm betting on some Houston Texans first half money line, 120. It's 3.4% EV for a first half. So like I unfortunately am betting this. I know Nico's out. I obviously know how bad this offense is. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trusting the numbers here. This is a bet. I'm loading it right now. Halves first half money line 120. I'm in, boys. This is straight EV. Novig at 132, Circa 140, Penny 130, 46, 137. Prime Sportsbook also on there. Circa just dropped. I mean, Caesar just dropped. I don't know where Prime is on here. I gotta set my order a bit better, but I do like to DVIC from Prime. Sharper Book. We'll go through their pros versus shows report whenever that drops. I'll keep 135 also at Forecasters, 120 at the Nugget and Onyx odds. Poly market at 150. We passed Prime, but there it is, 137. So 120. I like this. I bet it. I'm already in. So I could click a cash up button or could try to find a hedge or an arb, but that's a ride. Houston first half money line. All right, perfect. Carolina first quarter 180, 164, 165, 165, 150. Also don't hate this at all. And by don't hate this, I mean, this is worth a bet. I had this at flat betting 200. I definitely I haven't focused much on like setting my bankroll per se. I've been a bit I guess like unorganized in that perspective where I probably should just use PTO. I definitely should just use PTO with like my actual numbers to have them calculate exactly what I should be betting. I don't have to like think about stuff. But as somebody who is like, kind of just, creating some content as well as getting some stuff down and making money and helping, you guys win. Like I'm not sitting here trying to like maximize earn. But with that being said, I shouldn't get back and get that. But I'm betting this. 180 Panthers first quarter, the derivative price. Again, we're seeing just value. So quarters, first quarter, 180 Panthers. I bet it. Panthers. Panthers first Q, baby. All right, so that's this is a little game line screen, man. We got the Prime Circa Bookmaker Penny. Like Bookmaker's 174, but 165 at Circa, 151 at Penny, 3K limit here, 1K limit here as well. Here's what Prime is at. Prime 174, so it's not so far off. We're only seeing at 2.8%, but it's a derivative game line, so I'm definitely intrigued, and we're bet. Very nice. Houston spread, same thing. Couldn't double bet on that, but we have higher EV on the 120 money line. So just to confirm and show you guys, so that Houston, that's 3.4% EV. This is 2.2%. So enough said. Is Devonta Smith and Goddard? Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look. I'll do a final scroll. Through here, 44, 45 and a half. This is 1.9%, which is probably still good because we're talking game line, so we could stack a bunch of small edges. But definitely looking forward to live betting today and getting in on some stuff. Houston first half here, 1.6. All right, let's go back to the traditional. We got a question from Biz, wants to know about Devonta in Dallas. Let's find you some good pricing, brother. And let's see. And this is no longer available. Let's pull up DK. I want to see if this moved. If we snagged. That was even money. Now it's minus 112. Let's see what our first half went to. If we locked in, we had minus 120, minus 135. Clap it up, boys. That's like obviously can lose, but 15 cents of line value. We just cooked. We just did our job and we did it well. So good shit, boys. So talk some Goddard and Devonta. Also, guys, if you guys are watching on X, hit that retweet button. I want more people in stream. We normally have a little bit more by this time. So I don't know what's going on here. I know it's like 10 minutes late. Honestly, that was technical difficulties. I'm definitely hungover right now. Had a bit of a night last night, but that wasn't the excuse. I was sitting here opening StreamYard 10:20, and then my computer had to restart and take some slow ass time. But any retweets from guys on X watching, very much appreciated. Also getting Cam Scott over rush attempts. We'll look at that right after. I mean, we're in the same game, so that's actually very easy. But let's go to this is Devonta Smith and Goddard. Eagles still laying 7.5 on the Giants. The revenge game narrative, of course, with the Giants kicking the crap out of the Birds in that Thursday nighter. Obviously no AJB, so that's in there. Let's see Dallas Goedert. This is first. Let's go to anytime. Circa not going to put anything up there. 158 penny, 157 bookmaker. So this 160 at MGM looks solid. 166 here at Profit X is actually great with 2K of liquidity to the over. Guy looks good to Profit X. Biz and Smith. We could do a deeper dive on the numbers here, but we want to start. This just dropped to 2-1, actually. That was a bit higher. And Devonta Smith, we're seeing 165 at ESPN to 155 to 170 here at DK. I think from a market perspective right now, plain and simple, Devonta Smith is a good bet at 170. With that being said, from a ball knowledge perspective, we can dive into the numbers in a hot sec, but I want to check out Scatterboo rushing attempts for AEC quickly, but it's looking like from a pricing perspective, right now, better off going with Smith anytime. I do want to check some first touchdown for this game, but let's do rush attempts here. Let's look at Scatterboo. 14.5. Makes sense to me. I mean, the guy's got a grill now, so, obviously that means he's going to have to tote the rock here. 145 at ESPN. Yeah, this is a good bet, bro. If this is what you were looking at to get to there prior to asking, this is a good bet. We're seeing some EV here. Market average 122. Even from Penny and Novig. So I like this a lot. Sky over 14.5 rushing attempts. Let's pull up FTN for this game. Let's get the Birds and the Giants into one of you here. And let's look at some Scatterboo stuff, because I am curious what his averages are there. Yep, on Outlier, great shit, AAC. Love that. Because it's definitely EV to the market, which is what you kind of just have to rely on there. This is receiving, let's go to rushing. Attempts. These are the last 3 games, 50 attempts. Negative 7.69 EPA per attempt. Yeah, I know that fumble lost. So I'm curious how much that adds into EPA calculations. Honestly, I genuinely don't know. Let's see. Usage percentage. This is again everything here. Snaps. He's on the field a ton. 61% of the snaps. I know Tyrone Tracy obviously is back. From rush attempt perspective, he's getting 66.7. That does not include 16.7 attempts a game. I think maybe the reason this number is there is because of there could be anticipating again a pass heavy script, but nah, bro, I'm with you. I'm betting this with you. AEC. 145 Sky with 50 plus attempts. None of these lines have moved from ESPN just yet. So interesting. We'll see where they go in the next 20 or so minutes. Well, over the next hour, realistically. But that is very interesting. But I'm in on Scadaboo. Over 15.5 rush yards. I'm in with you. Let's go back to some first tutties for this game, though, because I'm curious where we'll see some value here. Scadaboo 7-1. No. Like, what's Dart? Not sucked up at this point, I think. Jalen Hyatt. No. Theo, our best boy, who's gotten us to the window before. Best prices, though, it's Circa. Gunnar, Olszewski, Wandale. Love Wandale. As a player, not as a player to bet on today. He's just fun as shit. Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, they're not giving Tyrone Tracy any love in the market. Which is understandable. They're giving Singletary anything now. Never negative love for Singletary. Understandable. Looking at quickly looking at FTN, excuse me, again. He's got 13 attempts in the last 2 games. Singletary's got 11. This is the Scadaboo show. Gives him an identity. Jalen Hurts, what's he at? Yeah, never mind. But here, this is where maybe Goddard best price here at Circa Bookmaker. So not seeing anything like from a value perspective so far. But of course, we have time for things to change, markets to move, and for different things. Devonta Smith 8-1. All right, no harm, no foul, and not betting anything just yet. Looking at DK on my phone right now, we have a touchdown boost anything. That is a 33% boost, max bet 5 bones. So I might use that on the first tutty, not going to lie. 20% boost for tonight's Steelers game. 20% 3-leg SGP or a parlay. Okay, so that will definitely be used. Honestly, wish we got some of that Texans and Panthers stuff here. Let's see if Panthers first quarter moved. If we got another stipe there, we got a great value on the first half for the Texans there, though. We'll see if that holds up. That of course can move. Quarters. This hasn't moved yet. The 180 is still there, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. Trying to make good bets. That's all we can do here. Cowboys Broncos. I want to check this out because Pickens' number did seem a bit low still. I know that this is a great pass defense. I know that CD is him. We obviously know Surtain is in the mix here. What's Pickens' number? I need to confirm this. 56.5, 57.5. What's Circa at? 59. Vandals at 57.5. Split market a bit. I like Pickens at this number. This total is so high. Like, where do they expect points to come from, right? Like, it's not going to be Denver's not putting up a 50 piece themselves. Yes, Dallas Stevens is bad. Yes, the Broncos scored 33 points in one freaking quarter last week. Obviously, Sean Payton is an amazing coach. Bo Nix is a dog water. Interesting. I'm always going to keep checking up as well for the Patrick Everson Sharps Pros versus Joes report from Prime Sportsbook. I always love looking at that. It's been fun. Oh, they're out. It's out. Let's quick pivot to this. Don't take this as gospel here. Prime Sportsbook, Sharp Sportsbooks over in Jersey and a couple other states. This is where Sharp play landed, not the current line. They had some sharps. Actually, they noted at Jets +7, Patriots laying it, Eagles laying it at 5.5, which obviously is gone. Texans at the 1 versus the Niners. Interesting. Biggest needs for the book: Dolphins, Panthers, Giants, Bears, Bills, Panthers under, which I actually kind of like. They say the pros are betting the Commanders and the Jets. Pros and Joes are uniting on the Bills, Steelers, Texans, Bears, Ravens over 45. So this is telling me I can only imagine that the sports books right now, even if they don't have great odds on teasers, are taking a ton of 6-point and 7-point teasers, probably even 10-point teasers, because some square customers are probably teasing through that 0 to get like, a team plus 2.5 plus 3, even though they probably don't understand that 3 is a push and a push is a loss in the teaser. I think there's probably a shit ton of Bills, Dolphins, not Dolphins, Bills, Falcons, Chiefs, money line parlays out there today. You guys know who the big favorites are in this one. I think that this is just one where the public is loading up on teasers, loading up on money line parlays. Didn't get there, Biz. Let's get to it now. We'll pivot here because Dallas Broncos, that's at 4:00, so we obviously have time for that. So no rush, but let's talk about some JATD for you, Biz. I'm so intrigued, like just from ball knowledge, like I'm interested. Obviously, price is going to be the final dictator on that, but let's look at what JA first tutty is. And because the book needs the Panthers and Finns bad, like I can only imagine how many people are just sitting on their couch, like there's two groups. There's going to be the squares who are like Buffalo's a lock, and maybe I'm square because that's kind of what my thoughts are. I'm sure there's other squares like there's no way Buffalo is worth 7.5 points, but I think that more people are probably in that first group for this. JA plus 128 at Novig, 114 at Circa. So if you're betting JA, Biz, it's got to be at Novig right now. I'm betting this right now. I know I like the DVig from NV. I very much so like the DVig from NV. With that being said, like same way that Bijan Rushington prop that we missed was flashing and is gone. Oh, I just moved to 130. No. Okay, I clicked under. That's the problem there. You gotta click the right one. Where'd it go? Because I'm betting this. Pulling up on my phone, but I want to pull it up also for you guys to see confirm its availability. I don't want hot markets, brother. I just want the markets. Shout out to Novig though. Love their platform. Bills, Panthers, doing two things at once, boys, multitasking. I'm not the best at that, though. You can only do the best that you can. Touchdowns, anytime TD, Joshua. I don't care about these odds, man, in terms of like, obviously I care about the odds, don't get me wrong, but like I don't care that like this is coming from NV. I'm betting this. So yep, the 128 is available, 1,500 liquidity. Bet what's within your means there. I'm betting this JA anytime. Straight. And could definitely use it in like some of these boosts that we have order placed, matched JA anytime. Tutty plus 128. Give me all of that. Give me all of that, taking a screenshot. And this will be tracked on Pickett as well. So if you guys also want to follow me on Pickett at Go Bet Smart, just showcasing everything that we bet on stream. Rarely any additional surprises. Obviously, I do some betting in my own time. But with that being said, a lot of it is for the content to showcase the tools, how they can help you win, and hopefully, teach you guys a little bit more about EV, help you guys answer questions, get you guys situated and find some locks together. It's fun. Love the community that we're building here with the streaming here. But thanks for calling out, Biz, because I love that. And I was already thinking about J.A. Tutty and put it top of mind. Novig gave me the best price. Interested. I want to go back to the EV screen for the props. I want to see what we get flashing before our eyes. I want to do both run-throughs as well. I definitely want to find first touchdowns. We'll definitely be using these boosts. So just for a recap for everybody who's in here, what we bet, and this is all bet on stream today. T. Higgins over 51.5 receiving yards, minus 115 MGM. Fields 18 plus completions, plus 130 ESPN. TJ Moore under 3.5 receptions, minus 106. Tet over 4.5 receptions, even money ESPN. Texans first half money line minus 120 DK. Panthers first quarter money line plus 180 DK. Scatterboo 15 plus rushing attempts plus 145 ESPN. And now Josh Allen anytime tutty plus 128 on Novig. Pirine flashing. I don't get this, man. I don't get this at all. Bookmaker and Kalshi, that's where we're getting the best DVig from, which I do like. That just went to 550, so that just moved on us. So there goes that. And it's gone. And it's gone. That's how it works, boys. um Saquon under receptions. Again, I don't have Hard Rock or 365. This is for you guys. If you guys see stuff that you like here, and trusting the market, trusting my DV accounts, you already see the books. You know that this is like live and ongoing. Like, feel free to load up and bet these. Like, I know they're good. Curtis Samuel again, still flashing here, 9-1. I think I'm going to bet this honestly, because if it is a big, let me switch back here, because I know he's been playing like not nearly as much as he was. So let's just like get this going and put some data behind it. Though again, price does rule everything around me. 9-1 here for a tutty compared to the market is looking good, but that's rush attempts, receiving. This is just the last 3 weeks. Of course, there was a bye mixed in here. So let's do week 4 also. I'm curious to see what the snap percentage is, because I know it's been down as hell for Curtis. 25%. Only 4 targets during that time. Does have a tutty. Palmer's playing more. Of course, Kincaid is. He missed a game as well. Curtis missed a game. I think that was a healthy scratch, though. I'm not entirely sure. Knox still getting his time, though. Of course, there was a Kincaid missed game within there for those numbers. Shakir Coleman, of course, dominating as the 1 and 2, and Jimmy Cook, absolute dog. I think this is worth a sprinkle, though. Going back to Curtis, though, because of the market where it's at. The T King has dropped, so we got some line value there. Love to see that. Curtis did not show up in the bet slip, but let's do it manually. Anytime TD. Let's see. Back to the DVIG quickly. Market average is 666, 653, 726 Novig, 650 DK. I like this, honestly. I'm betting this. 9-1 Curtis touchdown. Small 0.12 units on this for Curtis Samuel. Anytime tutty, 9-1. I'll embed it on my computer here. I hate getting logged out so quickly from these books. Beautiful. I'm betting Curtis Samuel. We got the value on T, which we know. NFL Curtis Samuel, 9-1. Let's go Buffalo Bills. So we have Josh Allen touchdown in this game, and now we have Curtis Samuel. Of course, Curtis being a massive long shot to score anytime, with Jay being the expected scorer. Hopefully for us, though, it is still plus money. And Jay is 110 at MGM, but we got 128, so we're much happier with that. Curtis Samuel, 9-1, locked and loaded. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Goddard under showing some value here at Profit X. Let's replay and pause. Woody Marks here. Okay. 2.5 receptions. Well, that's plus 125. This is off market as hell. This looks like a bet as well, right? Quickly. Obviously the overall 125 market average is 114. I'm betting this right now as well. Woody Marks. That was a quick snag. I think this is going to move immediately. Write it down, and betting on the computer. Got to be freaking running back and forth. It's so annoying when my location doesn't work when I'm streaming, so I got to other computer and phone it. But this should be an easy one to find. Players, receiving, receptions made, OU, Woody Marks. Where is he? Not showing up on my other computer. We just saw him. Oh, it just closed. Holy crap. That just closed quick. But we did get in 125, 17% EV. Okay, so that was a snipe and a half. Very quick movement there. I'm going to watch to see if this does bounce back up in here. That 125 was short-lived because that was at least a minute there. Probably not available. Just opened back at it's back at 125. Okay, so it's back 2.5. All plus money today, which I love. No complaints about plus chicken. Still seeing immense amounts of value there. So I'm in on Woody Marks, 17.1% EV. So it's high. It's a lot, but it's there. And P. Ryan keeps flashing here. Novig Profit Kalshi. Josh Allen, Josh Downs, 320 on DK. Good amount of liquidity on that over on Novik / Profit X. I love that call out. This 575 for Pirine is showing value to Profit, Kalshi, and Novik, and to BM. So Pirine, we're getting some deep into the woods here. But I do want to pull up Downs quickly here from Fost. Shout out, what's going on, Fost? Also, what's up, brother? Good morning. It's been a minute. I feel like we haven't talked. Let's go pull it up quickly because I love myself some Josh Downs. We haven't talked any Colts yet because it's a 425. We'll get there, of course. But I love myself some Josh Downs, especially some EV Josh Downs. Anytime Tutty. Downs 320. Yup. Nothing at Circa. I know he's coming back from a concussion, but this is off market. I'm betting this. I am betting this. 320. Yup. Pulling up on my phone here. Josh Downs, Colts, Titans, 14.5-point favorites, as we know. TD scores, Josh Downs, 320. Please and thank you. I'm not using my boost on this. We'll find out what we'll take a stand on the boost in some capacity. Don't know what we're going to use it on yet. Probably a first because the max bet for me is 5 bones here. But shout out to you, Foss, for pulling up this this Josh Downs. Because I'm in anytime Tutty, Josh Downs. Speaking of, let's look for some first touchdowns. We haven't found anything yet. Patriots Browns also. I think this could be like a snooze fest. I think that total's a bit high. We know the splits between the Browns defense, home and road, unless you're living under a rock. That Woody, by the way, boys, dropped to 118. So if you guys are, betting on MGM still and like have a good account, go in and bet like a Bills Falcons money line parlay, or take like a first touchdown parlay or something to like make your account look square, because boys, that went from 125 plus 125 to minus 120. So we freaking sniped that Woody Marks. Good shit. Shout out to PTO for helping us get that. That's obviously the real winner here. But damn, good for us, boys. We're getting some value. Let's freaking go. Maybe what's the Downs first? 14-1. Interesting. Obviously, we're gonna have like the chalk of JT, which we already looked at. Let's look at some Alec Pierce. 16-1 MGM is 365 is great for Pierce first tutty. Fortunately, I can't bet that, but if I could bet that, I honestly would lock that in. I do want to just look at Pittman quickly first, but like right now, this is the leader in the clubhouse for this game to bet a first tutty. Pittman 9-1. I don't hate at DK, but also 10-1 at 365. So they're seeing value on both of those guys. And we got to check Warren because he's a freaking dog. Yeah, Warren's getting all the love, man. The TE, the rookie TE, he's a stud. It makes sense. He's getting all the love. Very nice. Let's go back to the game line, EV. I do want to go back to like the pros versus Joe. Saying pros are on the Jets, but at the 7, of course, like 6.5, 7 being a very massive discrepancy with key numbers in football. So, not the same bet whatsoever. So happy we snagged that Woody. It's 2.5. He only averages 1.5. We know about the pass catching unit and some of that. And like, again, when you get a bet at 125, that's now closing at 120, minus 120. That's great. I ignore second halves realistically. This is I was going to say Miami is not playing the Ravens, but we're already seeing some EV for next week, though. Of course, that's going to be quickly changing. Don't like betting second halves pre-flop or third quarters because so much can happen with that spread. It could be so incredibly different 5 minutes into the game. I know that's true with like anything in the live market, but total under 47.5 is plus 105 here. Market average 108. I love this, and this is absolutely a bet. This is absolutely a bet. The Colts would have to score. We have a bunch of stuff that we've already locked in on ESPN for today. The Colts, these things have been moving in our direction, but let's lock in this Colts Titans under 47.5. This is absolutely a play. Just even thinking about it too, it's like the Colts can score 30. Are we confident that the Titans are scoring? And if so, how much? Are we confident the Titans can score 20 points to help them go over this total? Like the Colts could score 40, and yes, then the Titans only need to score 8 and have this go over, which is again still in the realm of possibilities. Also, NFC South nonsense. You can see this game become close out of nowhere. AFC South, of course, but no, this is literally flashy 2.7% EV on a total where the market average is 108. We don't see Circa here. Obviously, I do deviate from Circa, so I'm curious where that's been. Texas have been getting a lot of love EV wise this week. They have been, which is very intriguing to me. We got, I think you weren't here yet, Foster. Maybe you were, but we bet Texans first half money line at 120, minus 120. It moved to 135. So we're on the train from that perspective. And yes, they've been getting the love. I can't say I understand why. Like I know their defense is crazy good. I know the injuries, though they are on both sides. It's not like they're coming into this game healthy with the Niners not. But maybe all else being equal, that's where the value is. The total is, of course, very low there. So very interesting, but this is a great one. ESPN under 47.5. We're riding. We are absolutely riding. That's 4 o'clock, of course. Niners alt spread getting some love there, 2.9% as well. Going back on our Texans love. I'm going to pause. I know things are going to move. Don't get me wrong, but I do, for the content's sake, want to be able to just like dive into stuff. If we miss it, unfortunately, we miss it. It'll be the first time. It'll be the last. Tennessee first quarter. Like I know we bet Carolina first quarter. I can definitely see that. This is EV, so like enough said, it's probably worth this sprinkle. It's a 2.8%er. I'm not going to bet it. If you like mayhem, though, this is good stuff. Njoku anytime tutty. I'll take a look in a second here when I'm scrolling through here. See what else we find. But seeing some EV there, Biz is. So definitely want to confirm that. Though I do think that the Patriots defense is good, and I'm actually kind of anti-Brown stuff, which is probably square of me. But you can't love everything. Alternate total here showing EV, but again, we have higher EV on a key number as well. So this is not worth it. We have the 47.5 second half spread. This under at bet openly. 125 of liquidity, not a ton, but DVIC to some good books, 1.5%. Let's go to this Browns Patriots game. I looked at it at all. There's got to be value in there somewhere, right? So let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get here. Browns Patriots. Let's look at Njoku. I'm a Harold Fannin guy, though. I haven't bet anything in this one. Player prop. Anytime Toddy. Let's see what David Njoku is at here. Njoku. 488 at Novig. That's crazy high. Nothing at circa 411, 312. A lot of liquidity to the under here. Let's pull up the full liquidity from Novig. 2,800 contracts, 4,600, basically 47 on the under. I think it's worth a sprinkle. I'm unfortunately not going to be in on this with you. I don't think. 485 at profit, 3 cents less. I think there's been a fade of Njoku, honestly, to some unders. I personally, I get it. I see it. I see it. I actually am curious. Let's pull up some numbers then. I want to look at what the target share has been for Cleveland with Dillon Gabriel. We're at that point where we could start piecing some stuff together. I've been liking some Isaiah Bond. Targets. Let's filter this way. We got Judy leading, Fannin, Njoku. Okay, third, tied with Bonds. Love seeing Bonds in there for that rookie connection. Njoku has been getting some love though. So let's even filter it to like some more recent weeks as well, because week 7, week 6. Target share has been Fannin, Judy, Njoku 6. So only one game played in those two. No, it makes sense. I think it's a good bet. I'm not flip-flopping. Like the price is there, the 488, not a ton of liquidity. So I think definitely getting in there biz makes sense for Njoku. But Let's do some first tutties in this one. Game where I do think could be an ugly gun with like not a ton of scoring. I think that the price also is just like indicative of like, is Cleveland going to put up even one touchdown? Probably just one. Like, are they going to score 2 touchdowns today? Like, Patriots defense is still very good. Has been improving throughout the course of the season as well. Do we bet TreVeyon Henderson to get out of jail? Based on pricing, unfortunately, we don't. And also, I would expect that to be a lot higher. Like, I know he still has the hype, and it could all turn on a dime, but he's not playing football. Like, they're just not letting him in the game. Booty, 15-1, tied with Circa there. Diggs, he's getting priced accordingly for a first touchdown. We do have the boost that we can use on this as well. Hunter Henry, 9-1 at MGM. Not a ton to love, honestly. Yeah, I haven't bet anything like too fun per se. We're betting like a lot of good EV stuff, a lot of like around even money. The Curtis Samuel, probably the most fun at 9-1. And we have a parlay boost at DK we could build out as well. See where we find some EV. I mean, if that Panthers is still there, I'm going to check quickly to see if that Panthers first quarter is still there, because that could just be one of the first legs. We already know we have EV, and we're going to get more EV from that. First quarter is out to 170, but with the boost would be EV. So I'm actually going to put that in the slip and like find 2 more legs. What else do we bet at DK? We bet the Downs touchdown. If that's still there, I'm going to add that to it as well. Downs is still 320. So just to that is 1034. We need to find one more leg. Anything else we bet at MGM, ESPN? Bet the Texans first half money line at 120 and the DJ Moore receptions. Let me see what DJ Moore receptions is. I don't think we even need to like find anything else. We can just parlay the stuff that we have that's ready EV and get more EV from it. DJ Moore receptions is still 106. This is 2103. And the Texans first half, it's moving. It just moved. Josh Downs with the 290. I'm still betting this with the boost. 2336. My max boost is $10. Okay. I'm in. Panthers first quarter money line, Josh Downs. So nothing new that we bet. We're just parlaying with the EV stuff that we already played and getting more EV with the boost from DraftKings. With the parlay boost, still the touchdown boost. So that is plain and simple. FanDuel, we have a boost as well, I'm pretty sure. Let me check that out. But yeah, not finding anything else there, just already using what we have. It's already been a bit of a barren board as it gets closer to, as season goes on, things get sharper, data gets there. I also have to figure out what to do with my 384 in bonus bets. In FanDuel, we have a 30% boost on any bet. Okay, so good to know. Let's go back to some props here on the EV side. See what flashes. We caught that Woody just by being at the right place, right time. Batting over receptions at Hard Rock. Absolutely would bet this fight, Hard Rock. Market average of 122, even money here. I would no hesitation bet that at Hard Rock if I was in a Hard Rock state. Easily. Jawan Jennings, 110. TreVeyon unders makes sense. Curtis, we bet this. Yes. Barkley under receptions. Browns under 7.5 first half. Let's check that out. Pete Ryan's still here. That's like intriguing to me. Josh Allen rush attempts 115, 6.5. 2 FanDuel and Novik, as you can see. Best price actually here at 365. Actually, no, at Bet99, Ontario, and Betway, Canada as well. But showing some EV there. Josh Jacobs under receptions, seeing it at 365. Cam Ward over 170, seeing some value. Again, getting the 365 and the Hard Rock up here just for the boys. Hopefully you guys are like looking at this stuff and like betting as much of it as you can or as much as you want to. Jimmy Horn Jr., 12-1 here to Novik and Kalshi. 16-1 though at MGM. Excuse me, 365. Let's look at that Browns first half under. and see what we have going on here for the Brownies. Total points, first half. We'll do team total. Market team total points. See what the Brownies are at. Let's see what the Brownies are at. Sorry, just retweeting the stream. Getting more people in the stream. Love the banter here. This is first half, so game period, first half. And this is, again, the magic of Pick the Odds. You can see everything that you need to see to find the odds that you want for any single bet, any single market. They have stuff that even only a couple of books have. So quick promo shot to Pick the Odds. I'm going to be posting a link to Pick the Odds underneath the stream where you can try it for free. I swear I need a producer to help me out on stream. All right, Pick the Odds. Done, tweeted. Let's see. Browns 7.5 under 115. Yeah. At DK, yeah. If this is what you're looking at, absolutely. 115. We're seeing some good pricing here. The rest of the market, 134. Average 133, 131 at Penny, 134. Bookmaker, 2K liquidity. Even FanDuel is up there. I'm betting this. It's there. Yep, it's there. Obviously, that's such a low number, but again, I think this could be like a 20 to 7 stinker total game. I think it's definitely an under game as well. Great call out, Biz. AAC, excuse me. Shout out to you for finding it. That's it. That's there. That's a bet. That's absolutely a bet. Tracking that, and that's a play. I like it from a ball knowing perspective. I know it's a scary low number, but with that being said, the Browns defense is still always going to be live to score a touchdown, as square as that sounds. I know they're on the road, of course. Halves. Let me get this here. Got to bet this. Just closing some tabs. So let me just make sure I lock in here. I could also just do this to make my life easier here. I can copy this link. This is the best also, Matt. PTO is you have all the ability to click links, copy them for yourselves, easily send them out to your boys and to, other places to bet. So I'm sending it to myself on Discord so I can click a link and pull it up instead of having to search through everything. The deep linking functionality just makes life easier, and just like that, so my bet slip, and just like that, it's bet. Perfect. We're in on it. We'll see how that moves. All right, some good stuff here. I do want to find some first tutties for fun. I always love betting my first touchdowns. I don't care. It's always just the good stuff for me. And we hit them. That's another thing too. If I was sitting here without hitting any first touchdowns, I'd be what are we doing? We're donating, but no, we cook on them. We hit a bunch of first touchdowns this year and 2+ tutties, and we hit that jackpot bonus the other day. So I have no qualms about betting first tutties, and any times we actually are heating up in those markets. It's fun as hell. Going back to Patrick Everson's sharp report, nothing that we can, I think, capitalize on from that perspective. Commies are tomorrow. Streaming tomorrow. I already bet the over. That was the only pre-stream bet I had, was the over. Also bet Lamar under rush yards, but of course that's a void now. Pros and Joes unite on the Bills, Steelers, Texans. I'm surprised that the Texans are a Joes team. I think when a lot of people probably saw, square people, I should say, no offense, more rec people. I'm a wreck at times as well, so definitely not offensive there. But I don't know. I saw a lot of the sentiment being how the hell are the Niners dogs to the Texans? Then the injuries came out. I think that probably got some more people just generally flipping back their opinion, okay. But then now we see, of course, Nico Collins out, some other injuries as well to Houston. We know their offense is abysmal regardless. So I am surprised that is a pro versus Joe, pros uniting with Joes on the Texans. I would think the Joes would be all over the Niners, but VIX and best prices available here. Texans money line just keep getting steamed. So this is one where, obviously it doesn't mean they have to score the first touchdown. to win the football game. We had Houston first half. I think in the spirit though of this being like a game where the market has moved beyond considerably. We can look at Circa here and let's pull it up. Wrong button. Let's look at how this moved. Back from 1020, so 6 days ago at like real open, 125, 145, 125, 140. Now we're tripping back up to this 152. Of course, we have now 50K limits. 76K, of course, on Texans, just to get to that 50K number. So let's find a first touchdown, and we're going to bet it on a Houston Texan. Just to go with our narrative street, we're going to find value. Of course, if there's like really no inherent value, we won't. What's Chubb at? Chubb's at 12-1 here at ESPN is solid. But what's Woody? Because we have the Woody love, and I do love myself some Woody, even though. Okay, so they're pricing Woody like the RB1 now, which is understandable from a way the games have been going perspective as well. So this 9-1 for an RB1 potential with a bit of competition, but RB1 potential is interesting to me. This is the short list right now as Woody is the leader in the clubhouse for this first touchdown. I love my 10-1s at least, but that is the leader. Dalton Schultz, again, I was hoping this was closer to 950 or 10 because that would have also been a click. Woody's still the leader in the clubhouse. What's Jalen Noel? 16-1 is the leader. 17-1 Fanatics, actually. Noel getting more burn, and this passing defense not great. What's Higgins? 15-1. Let's pull up some Texans receiving stuff quickly to help make the decision. The market is we have value on Woody, Noel, and Higgins, whichever one we want to play. Like probably could play all three, though. We're talking first tutty, so no need to overboard those kinds of bets by any means because it could just be a Niner and it's done, or it could just be Dalton Schultz or Nick Chubb. But let's look at Houston and let's do a bit of a dive here into like their receiving numbers. Low total as well, so might not expect a ton of points in this one, which is why I think we are better looking at this first touchdown market. Quick refresh. Bit of an error. Houston, we're going to filter to more recent weeks here. Houston weeks. We're lagging here. Weeks, we'll do 5, 6, and 7. So I want to get more of a recency with the Woody stuff. Obviously, no Nico, no Kirk, of course, as well. 5, 6, 7. Let's see what the targets are like. So Schultz leading, Nico, of course, 15 out. Noel with the 10, Higgins with the 7. Of course, we have Hutchinson too, who's got 2 touchdowns. But I will say, yes, he's been that end zone target, and we have to check his pricing at this point, of course. But this is again a situation where like I have to expect regression from the touchdown department for Hutchinson. Like if he's going to be the guy who's scoring, what does he have? 2 touchdowns, 4 end zone targets. Noel is none. Higgins is 1. I just find it hard to believe that like he is going to like continue to be like their touchdown guy. Like, is it possible? And if I had this, bet safe, am I betting that? Absolutely. But I think it's a fade of Hutchinson now. Again, if he is like their touchdown machine this year, and that's his shtick, for lack of a better word, all for it. But I don't think from a pricing perspective, I think we are having some more value here on Noel and Higgins at least. And we'll check this red zone rushing as well. Of course, Woody out snapping, not out yarding, but he does look better. Like he looks quicker, man. Like it's not surprising. Chubb with all of his injuries and his age, like Woody Marks should be the more spry back at this point. If he wasn't, that would be a problem. And he probably wouldn't be seeing the field. I mean, they kind of have to have him see the field because tonight they have a bunch of backs with 2 up qualified here. You're going to get some, Damian Pierce only played 1 of these 3 games, 7 attempts. British Brooks, what a freaking name, man. British Brooks. Let's go back to receiving, though. Let's take a look at the targets as well one more time here. Noel's got a tutty. Higgins does not have one yet, but he has 7 targets. End zone, 1 direct end zone target. Noel, none. Again, Hutchinson dominating that factor or that on the field, but I don't know if I love that. routes run, Hutchinson is running the more routes here. Jaden Higgins has more routes also than Noel in this time frame. I guess they have the bye mixed in there. They definitely do. So let's do week 4 also and see if that makes a bit of a change there. Route percentage here. Dalton Schultz, again, pricing. He could easily score the first, and it's probably a good look, but, pricing is dictating. Hutchinson running those damn routes, so it's understandable. Woody, that's my dog. I'm going to go check Woody's price one more time. Jaden, more routes than Noel, like big time. Targets as well, though. Noel getting more targets than Higgins. And we'll go back to base here and look at red zone. Straight end zone targets. Hutchinson's still got the 4. Higgins the 2 and the 1. Noel the no and the no. There. So back to PTO. Woody 9-1, but the second chance promo is also I don't know how to calculate honestly what that's worth, but I do think it's worth something. Just check Hutchinson's price. Yeah, again, unless I had the bet safer, I could just bet that 21-1. Mark Andrews, 1,800 first touchdown. Oh, get there in a second, my brother Fost. Let's just lock this one in as well too, because we have the boost, the DraftKings and the FanDuel. I could use that, but this Higgins 16-1 at ESPN I think that's done. Higgins. But I do want to check Noel one last time before locking that in, because that is where I'm leaning. They're giving him the same price, but the EV, again, we're seeing 0.2% for Noel. And for Jaden Higgins, we're seeing 3.58 compared to the market. So market play. I'm going with Jaden Higgins. I'm going to go check on Foss, Mark Andrews at ESPN. But let's just load this and confirm its availability here for the boys. 16-1, Jaden Higgins, first touchdown. Going with a rookie receiver, CJ Stroud, hopefully ball out. He's got the metrics, the market backing him. Can't wait for it to just be Dalton Schultz, and that's that. But that's how it goes, boys. Bet it on my phone quickly. And boom, I love that. Jaden Higgins. And let's check out Mark Andrews and see if we're going to tail that with our boy Fost here. Let's see, where is that game so I could bet it? We're looking at Niners, Texans, TD scores, first tutty, Jaden Higgins. I'm not going to bet Noel also. There's no need to bet more than one. I'll live and die by, the one that I bet, which is Mr. Higgins. First touchdown, Mark Andrews. Let's pull it up. Total's still relatively high. Expecting there to be points in this one. 18-20 ESPN is the best price here. So 17-1 to FanDuel. So not a ton based on that, but Foss, I totally get where you're coming from here. Can scroll through what's Flowers at this point, because Flowers getting disrespected. I know it's Snoop Huntley. Best price at Circa there. So that's over. Bateman, he's so out of the picture and the price isn't even good. It's looking at negative hold percentage. Looking at negative hold percentage to market for first touchdowns. That's a great call out, Foss. Can you give me a bit more detail? Because negative hold is a good thing to look at. And you having Andrews in that conversation there is good. I like that. I like where your head's at there. That's a good way to think about it. I haven't thought about that. And being the odds of liquidity of Novik Profit X, absolutely, which you are doing. Also curious, Fost, are you adding Kalshi? Because I am adding Kalshi to my my DVIG calcs. You see it front and center here for no other reason than I think that Kalshi is going to be in that same realm of Profit and Novik for these odds to be something worth DVIGing from. Of course, with their market making, their big backings, they are copying lines a lot of times. These market makers aren't reinventing wheels a lot of cases. They are copying lines from Circa, from Bookmaker, from Penny. So curious if you're adding any Kalshi, because I have been adding Kalshi now that they have gone live with all these different prop markets. And beating the liquidity has been on our brain. We've been talking about this for weeks now, Foss. So, glad we're having some success with that and are looking to that. This Andrews 18-1. You're convincing me. You're driving a hard bargain, honestly. I'm in with you, bro. This is honestly just Stream's gonna win. I would love for Stream to win together. I'm betting Andrews. It's still there, as we see. I'm loading it up. I'm betting that. Ravens laying 2.5 on FanDuel. I'm looking at now. TD score props, first touchdown score. I'm betting it at FanDuel at 17-1. 18-1 here, ESPN. Beautiful. Not into Kalshi. I feel like there's a lot of manipulation there, no specific evidence of it, but going on some of the scuttle on Twitter. So here's the thing. Don't blame you. Not in the slightest bit blame you. There's still probably some manipulation going on No Vig and Profit too. So with that, like, I think it's fair to be more or less skeptical of No Vig and Profit, considering how long they've been available and how there's less accessibility to an extent. Of course, it's legal in like almost every state, both of them. Well, Kalshi is legal in all states. But I do I think it still goes both ways per se. I think there's still some of that concern and skepticism still probably does apply to No Vig and Profit, but a bit less of a degree. So I definitely see where you're coming from. Excuse me. I'm gonna use some of the free money bet on FanDuel on this. Yeah, brother. Aaron, did you cash the I'm guessing that's from the Trey Harris on Thursday. I hope it is, unless you hit something else and got some bonus bets, shout out to you. But if that was from the Trey Harris we hit, I would love that. Yeah, I'm being overly cautious. And brother, there's no reason not to be. That's why when we're devigging, I'm using worst case scenario. That's why even when I'm seeing some things that flash, keeping it light. That's why when I'm seeing like massive EV percentages, I'm not just running to hammer that because I'm being cautious. I don't blame you at all, Faust, and probably right. And yes, sir, that's my dog, Aaron. That Trey Harris was fun, bro. That was fun. Last putty. Glad you got in. That was like 384. I got to figure out the best way to use it, but glad you got in with that as well. I know AEC called that out earlier as well. That's why I tune into stream, boys. That's the stuff that hits. Perfect. Let's do the Cowboys Broncos first, Tutty. I'm curious. Let's scroll through some of these markets, see if we find anything. There's going to be some probably obscure prices, and Circus and I haven't pricing shit out yet. What's going on here? But anytime a land is 12-1, this might be enough said. To be honest, I wish there was some Circa, but you're giving me freaking. I know it's Surtain. Piggins at 15-1. I want to bet them all. I want to bet them all. Obviously, we got to look at some, Broncos with them being, favored here. 15-1 for Evan Ingram is also interesting. There's going to be too many options I like. This is one where like the scoring isn't the question for the odds of first touchdown being low. Total's 51.5. We know how good both these offenses can be and how bad Dallas defense is. And like the question of whether or not the Broncos defense is fraudulent is a question. My answer is that they're not. I think they're still a great unit, but the skepticism is warranted. With that being said, a lot of the odds are a bit crazy. Like Marvin Mims, what's like a Dobbins even? Okay, Dobbins is getting like the love, the respect in that sense. As an RB1, which makes sense. So like let's check Devontae because it's probably, around that same price. Yep, makes sense, same price. I kind of think it's a simple and easy click on Pickens here. Who's been playing slot for Dallas? Let's find that out actually. Let's dive into that because Surtain on the outside. I think Lamb has been getting a good amount of slot stuff, but no need to speculate. We'll just find it out right now because the slot receivers are who's killing the Broncos. So Ferguson's actually lining up in the slot. This is the last couple of weeks. Not all season. I think that let's add week 3. So Ferguson in the slot, Tolbert as well. Is Tolbert healthy? I think he is, right? Maybe not. He's only got 16 targets on these 5 games. Slot percentage. Let's do this way. Turpin dominating the slot. Obviously his share isn't high, but let's look at what Turpin is. 35 to 1 first. This could be a click. With the running back kickability as well. Um, Ferguson, Tolbert, Lamb. So Pickens is on the outside. That being said, that could be why his numbers are low because yes, you're probably going to think CD is going to be there, but if CD is the one in the slot, 38.2% of the time, I guess total routes run is probably. I'm gonna just go full season. I just think I don't even know if we need to with Dallas. Let's just go to slot. We have Ferguson, who's not lining up necessarily like a tight end. He's running a slot. Tolbert more out wide than slot. Turpin more slot than out wide. CD same, but like pretty healthy mix. Pickens particularly only outside. So Pickens I think is out. What was Fergie's price? 11 to 1. The 16 to 1 over here at Sports Zeno. 11 to 1 for Fergie, getting the slot targets, but he's not a receiver. Then it's Tolbert 88, Turpin 74, and Turpin has a tutty. I think it could just be fun and go with Turpin, man. Like, again, we're talking about 35 to 1 here. So, like, let's not, overestimate anything. But that being said, do I think it's worth a sprinkle considering one, the market, and two, I do think the slot stuff is impactful. Again, I know that they're dogs here. I'm going with Turpin. I'm betting it right now. 35 to 1 at FanDuel. At DraftKings. Very small bet, but I'm betting Turpin first touchdown. And Lamb is also intriguing. This could be one where it's worth betting too. Obviously, I like having one on both sides just for the sweat. Like we're talking fun first touchdown bets. Don't get me wrong here. Just getting it written down in bet. Devontae Turpin, but Lamb, because of the slot usage, I'm betting Lamb also 12 to 1. I'm not gonna use my boost. That's not worth it because it's Lamb 12 to 1. Well, what's his anytime? 155, 160, 166 at profit with the boost on Lamb anytime. It's 206. Way better. I'm betting the Lamb anytime with it's actually going to be better on FanDuel, actually, considering the 30%. It's not touchdown only for FanDuel. It's straight bet, but I think Lamb to score is so live. I know everyone's thinking about the Surtain stuff, but again, the slot stuff is really more intriguing to me. CD 160 with the 30% boost 208. So obviously better than the 206. My max bet's also higher on FanDuel. Like it's 10 compared to 5. Don't get me wrong. I'm adding this reward. I'm doing $10 on my max, which is my max on this for the 30% boost. I'm boosting Lamb to 208 anytime. That's how I'm going about it. I'm not scared of Surtain. Don't get me wrong. I am, which is why I'm targeting slot. But I like Lamb with his slot activity. Again, we've seen the slot receivers be ones to get to Denver because of Surtain on the outside. And that's why Pickens, I think, is priced the way he is. So I just use my FanDuel boost on that. CD, anytime, plus 208. So I still have the DraftKings touchdown boost to utilize. As far as first touchdowns go, we have 3. That's about what we bet every week, realistically, is 3. So if we find some stuff that we like, we'll bet it. So let's do another EV run through and see what's flashing with 30 minutes before game time here. 45 minutes before game time. Let's see where the chips are falling. Let's go back to props and game line. We'll do both, a run through of both, and we'll do another manual run through. Use that last boost. See, does MGM have anything to boost with just out of curiosity or promotions? They probably do. Could maybe find something. They have the second chance, as we know, for the first tutty. Just haven't found the best odds for that. And I'm checking Caesar. Caesar's always does a touchdown boost. Do they not? Let me check here. They have the parlay escalator, more legs. 30% parlay boost. That's soccer, SGP, Monday night. So it doesn't look like the boosts have been limited this week. The boosts have been limited. Oh, we haven't bet a National Tight Ends Day thing as well. Maybe we got to do that for fun. A National Tight End something. That's just going to be a $5 max bet, if even. But no, I'm not seeing any promos for Caesars. Unless I'm missing. I hate how they freaking do their interfaces, man. They're so annoying. All sports, football, NFL. So we have some boosted parlays that they already give you, which we know, which are sometimes probably our EV. Williams and Pickens each touchdown. See, the fact that they're boosting Pickens, makes me intrigued. That's definitely, don't get me wrong, a bit of bias there. Also, like some fun markets we never really dabble in. We dabble in like most passing yards or receiving yards in a game, but for like the whole week, those ones are fun. Emphasis on fun. Like lowest scoring game I'm looking at, score special. Like let me pull up some of those markets on like DraftKings here. But bet this Curtis Samuel 9-1. Not a lot of changing stuff here. Cook receptions. 125 ESPN, 365. I like this also. 110 market average, 115. Average is 115, but I think it's like obscure. It's skewed a bit with Bookmaker at 108, 107. Novig 104, FanDuel 108. I know they're like kind of weird with Cook, but like he should definitely be hitting this number. Let's pull this up. What do we have here? This Woody we got massive value on. We didn't bet first. We kept it off. But this Cook 120. Penny's 112 taking $500. Novig, there's more liquidity on the under. DraftKings 103. If you have 365, you bet it there at 125. Or Bovada at 140. So it's really not better than average. It is better than the books that I've been looking at myself. Bet 99. What is this? Bet2Bet is the best price I'm looking over back at Pick the Odds here. I'm interested in this. I'm pulling up they show like the averages and stuff that just like don't matter. Let's go back to MGM quickly. Players, receiving receptions, OU we want, of course. Where the hell is it? I hate how these interfaces are, man. They really are so annoying. Receptions made. Okay. We have this TED over. It hasn't moved. We bet this at even money. It has not moved, interestingly enough. I like this. This is a bet. Cook over 2.5, 120. Bet it on my other computer, and we're getting in here. Let me get in on that. Home football starting in 39 minutes. We got games. We know the drill. Players, receptions made. James Cook over 2.5. Locked and loaded. Very nice. Very, very nice. You got better than 365 if you can, but we're in there. Again, Hard Rock and 365 just dominating here. Getting to the 4%. Josh Allen rush attempts has moved to 7.5. That 6.5 is probably good. We probably should have bet that, but let's check game lines here. Let's see. Jets plus 2.5 alt spread. Interesting. Showing up everywhere. Jets second half money line. Jets 2.5. What's going on here? I guess I gotta dive in and see. 30%. No, this is off. Something's wrong with this. These aren't good. They can't be good. I have probably something botched on my back end here in PTO. Alternate under here for Eagles Giants, which could definitely make sense. Commies money line second half. That's tomorrow, of course. This is flashing again. We bet the under 47.5 at 105. That was EV. Obviously 47 being a key number. Okay, so not seeing a ton here that's worth looking at. Let's go back up here. Let's go manually. Find some of the last stuff we want to look at here. Go for like 15 to 20 more minutes. Or we call it. I'll actually quickly run through everything we bet for the boys here who are hopping in late. Everything that we bet on stream. A lot of prices have moved. Some prices haven't, which is a bit unfortunate. The goal is to be betting things that are moving and capturing that EV for those who don't know. But everything we played so far from stream, a bunch. This is all from stream. T. Higgins over 51.5 receiving yards, minus 115. Justin Fields, 18 plus completions, plus 130 ESPN. DJ Moore under 3.5 receptions, minus 106 DK. Tet over 4.5 receptions, even money ESPN. Texans first half money line, minus 120 DK. Panthers first quarter money line, plus 180 DK. Scattaboo, 15 plus rush attempts, plus 145 ESPN. Josh Allen, anytime tutty, 128. Novig. Curtis Samuel, anytime touchdown, 9-1 MGM. Woody Marks, 2.5 receptions, plus 25 MGM. Josh Downs, anytime touchdown, plus 320 DK. Colts Titans under 47.5, plus 105 ESPN. We parlayed on DK with the parlay boost. Panthers, Downs, touchdown, more receptions that we already bet. Browns first half team total under 7.5. First touchdowns, Jaden Higgins 16-1, Mark Andrews 18-1, both ESPN. Turpin 35-1 on DK. First touchdown. Lamb anytime plus 208. James Cook over 2.5 receptions plus 120. So a lot of stuff locked and loaded on stream as always. Alrighty. Let's run through everything else and call it. We have a fat card, fat slate. Love. And shout out to Pick the Odds for everything. Again, under the tweet, there is a link to go click and try Pick the Odds for free. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. So if you guys are interested in checking it out for free, please do. Novig dominating the best prices in the market as always. Shout out to Novig. If you guys aren't using Novig, promo code BetSmart to get a deposit match and get started there. All right, we have, let's see. We have action in this game. Jets Bengals, we have nothing. No, we have Jets Bengals. We have 2 plays in Jets Bengals. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say Falcons, Dolphins, we have nothing. Nada. Don't need anything. Don't get me wrong. But just saying. We haven't really dove in here. It's an Achane first tutty, 7-1 at Circa. That's not going to get us there. What's the Bijan train? 300. I love it. Bijan Robinson is playing a different sport. It is so freaking fun watching that man play football on another freaking planet. And we still have the DraftKings touchdown boost, so we will use that. That's the last of our boosts. Like, we can cook something for Sunday night with the boosts. However, I genuinely shy away from that. And I do bet first touchdowns, so it should be on Pickett for the Sunday night game. Actually, we could take a look. Might as well while we're here. And Monday, obviously, I stream always. So for all plays Monday, make sure you're 7 p.m. Eastern or tuning in with me tomorrow. If you're on YouTube, also hit that like button. Really helps the channel grow. Really helps people find the stream. We drop a lot of amazing content, short form, long form, helping people understand betting stuff, using betting tools. It's not just best bet pick content. It is showcasing how to use platform content. So hit that like button, please, on YouTube. Very much appreciated. Matthew Golden first. That was something I was interested in, price depending, but price isn't going to be there for me. Kraft, no. What's our best boy? Well, we know Christian Watson's back. Don't know how much he's going to play. That being said, this 20-1 is already interesting with MGM at 12-1 for Watson. They're protecting themselves there. Deep ball threat, but where is Romeo? 12-1. 30-20 ESPN is interesting. Packers side. Got to take a look at DK to start. 950 at Circa. Obviously so much of the day for this Sunday nighter to come through. So no qualms there. Let's keep diving. Let's keep diving. Hit that like button, boys, on YouTube. If you're on X, hit that subscribe button as well. If you're on X, leave some comments and make sure you're following at GoBetSmart for all of our stream, all of our content, everything. Bucks Saints, we haven't talked about it all. At all. Obviously, I have nothing, and I do lean under. I kind of hope the Saints win for no other reason than like chaos. I always interested in chaos in the NFL, as we know, any given Sunday sport. But I don't know where to even begin. What's AK? Okay, if AK was going to get a bit more love, I would have been interested because of obviously the injury to Kendre out for the season. What's Devin Neal, the Rook? No love for the Rook just yet. Again, we don't know what his share is going to be, so it's understandable. Olave getting 11-1 still. I wish there were circuit prices up, though. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of killing the vibe here for first tutty. Anytime Olave, 175. Took some TB as well. Like, obviously, Rashad. 135, 130. Like, we could use the boost. It's $5, so I do want to use the boost on something a bit more fun, a bit more lengthy in the odds for that. Also haven't decided how I want to use any of my bonus bets from that big hit on Thursday. Obviously want to maximize that. And I think we have some free bet converters. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's like take a quick look here. Obviously it's a bit late in stream. We still can, use it. See, I got to actually filter through this stuff because I don't want to see all of this. So I can't use that just yet, but we'll be figuring out the best way to do it. Took that Rashad White anytime, -115 at Fanatics. Absolutely. Absolutely. Free bet conversion. Let's click here. Free bet amount. It's 384, I think. But like, what's the line? Like, we haven't even like discovered what we want to use there. Let's just for example's sake, do plus 100. I guess we have to get that going first. Hedge line, let's see, would be like 150. I'm just curious like what we're looking at here. So we can guarantee ourselves some profit using this free bet, which could be the way to go about it. Or we could, just kind of maximize it and just put it on something. We want to make sure we're getting the best odds. I'm not going to dive into this second, to be honest, just because I haven't really wanted to think about it just yet. That shit does expire at the end of next week, though. So I will be, of course, using it. It's a free bet, so hopefully you guys, feel free to do whatever you want with that. But you do want to make sure you're using it. And these tools are actually entirely free as well and pick the odds. So if you want to make sure you're maximizing the value with your free bet from Thursday, which you should be, just pick the odds. Their free bet conversion will help you figure it out instantaneously. Let's see. Okay, Raven, it's final money line look. Just out of curiosity here. Bengals, no big best prices. Patriots faves. Buffalo. So not seeing anything crazy. A lot of, again, big games. I expect there to be a ton of parlays out there today that are, Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, Atlanta, Colts, Bills. I'm sure there's a ton of that out there. This Dallas 178 though at Novig is intriguing to me. It really is. I know on Wednesday, Jake was pounding the table for Dallas plus 3.5 and money line. 178 having 11K of liquidity for Dallas to win outright. That's the best. Elijah Moore anytime 950. We ended up going with Curtis. Doesn't mean we can't bet both, of course, but let's pull that up quickly while we're here. We bet the Curtis at 9-1. Let's see how both of those are, but let's check out that Elijah. That's a good call out, Floss. Because I'm assuming I know that you found some value there. You're not just calling it out for no reason. So let's get that looking. Elijah Moore, 950 DK. And what did the what's his name? Curtis Samuel. It's still 9-1. You tell me, Foss, because looking at like the market averages and some of it, I know you have some liquidity stuff here on Novig that I know you like to look at, but seeing the differences between Cook and Moore, I know Moore probably does play like a bit more. It seems like there is more value. Well, this is 7-1, 840. What's profit? 713. Let's switch back to Curtis. 604, 635, 9-1. So I see you on Moore, and it's probably worth betting both, honestly. Like we have JA. But I think that Curtis has a bit more value in the market. Picking off the liquidity. I mean, listen, I'll ride. You don't have to, tempt me with a good time, brother. 950 touchdown anytime straight, especially with the picking off of liquidity. Like we're doing with Mark Andrews' first tutty as well. Where'd it go? And also I like that's at DK. The switch on to 9-1. I'll play it for the boys. I'm not gonna, pound the table and say like posting it and tracking. I will be on Pickett because I'm betting it, but I'm interested. Also with the boost on FanDuel, maybe that's just the way to do it with DraftKings here. I'm gonna do that. That's the way to do it. I have the boost still. It'll be a 30% addition to that, and we're going deep down the board. We have Josh, and we have deep down the board for touchdowns for the what are they called here? The freaking Buffalo Bills today. Elijah Moore, 950 with the boost, 1264. How's that sound? Took Bijan Saquon Cook for the first TD on TE day. Brother, you're going with the dogs. You're going with weapon 1, weapon 2, weapon 3, then whatever Gibbs is, weapon 4, McCaffrey, weapon 5. That's obviously not in order. Those are just absolute freaking weapons who are playing a different sport. I don't blame you. We haven't bet a touchdown or anything. We have Mark Andrews' first touchdown because of value, not because of TE day. And I did say we would bet a national TE day something just for the fun and shits and gigs. I think we might as well. So I'm in with that, Faust. I bet the plus 1264 with the boost on DK for Elijah Moore. So we have a lot of good stuff there. I love that. Honestly, I like it. Fucking bro. TE day, my ass to some degree. I know I think it was last year, right? Wasn't it like it was obviously TE day because there is now, one every year. Didn't TEs cook last year on TE day, if I'm not mistaken? I think they ended up cooking from the touchdown department. Good luck. Let's go, Elijah. Let's go, Elijah, bro. Let's go, Elijah. Let's go, Mark. I don't know if like a first touchdown way to go. Maybe at any time. Like if we're doing tight ends too, right? Like, are we going like? Should we go like deep down the board? Like I'm talking, what's his name here? Sanders. Like, are we going Javion Sanders? 675 here at MGM. Sanders also gets a bit of burn, right? I'll pull up FTN quickly. Should we like everyone wants to bet, the Kelce's, even though he's playing tomorrow, so maybe not, but I don't know, the Pittses of the world, like who even like or the Kittles, McBride's on by. Back to FTN quickly here. I do want to check out targets right now for Sanders on the season. Obviously, a very small pass catching group. We got Tremble's actually got more targets than Sanders by a good margin. Sanders yet to score a tutty. I took Sanders' first TD. Oh, you're on one, my boy. I love that. Let's see what you got for that. Okay. I mean, this is the thing. I wasn't trying to bet Sanders' first touchdown, but when you give me 40-1, especially with like that, second chance promo, which isn't that, big of a deal. The answer is I'm interested. Like it doesn't have to be like the price is just dictating. It's 40-1 to Circa's. I'm in. Jatavion Sanders' first touchdown. If that's not National Tight End Day, to bet on him, Jatavion Sanders at 40-1. I don't know what is. I took a lot of T reception as a pivot instead. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's probably the better stuff. Took Arian Smith at the same odds. Long shot's got to hit sometimes, bro. You don't gotta again twist my arm with a good time betting some long shot first tutties as well. And Arian Smith that definitely checks out. Jets Jets got to do something, right? And I think Justin Fields is going to tell Cincinnati and Co. to f themselves by turning up today. I'm with Sanders first touchdown. I locked in. So we could find something fun. We have Andrews first, so that we got some tight end day love here. Falcons, Finns, like no Waller. We know. We could go Pitts, Kittle, Schultz. Schultz, of course, is like a high volume guy. Goddard tight end day here. Theo Johnson, friend of the program. Theo Johnson hit first touchdown with him. So we're big Theo Johnson guys for the season. 126-1 first touchdown from Theo, which we hit is just enough to sustain us. Warren, Fergie, and Ingram, Kraft. Steelers got Titans out the ass. Titans, Chigo Conquo, probably not. No need to force for the National Tight End Day fun. No need to force. All right, boys, we're wrapping. We're wrapping. Sit on the EV screen for a hot sec here. See anything that quick flashes. I'm going to sit on the game line screen. I probably at this point should combine them so I don't miss anything, but I did want to because you can customize everything so you can all be in one view. I'm just wouldn't say I'm OCD, but I do like to have a bit control over the chaos and be a bit organized. But like at the same time, I probably am missing. That being said, I can just have the other EV calc open another tab for stream. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have any lag issues. But like live betting can have them both just different tabs, different monitors. Gotta have 3 monitors minimum. Chicago alternate spread. Wish I had the time to bet every TD today and sort it out how I'd bet size to come out ahead. It's a great thought, right? It's like you might as well. The thing is, like, I'm curious about that too because I get why you want to do that. I understand it entirely. Because it could be a situation where because like these players do believe in that stuff. Like the coaches do, like they're taking it seriously. And again, the sample, I think it was last year where the Titans did actually go off on TD day. It might have been 2 years ago. It might have actually been both. Because everybody knows. But with that being said, it could have been a fun thing to plot out a bit. Honestly, like I don't know what that would have like looked like per se, of course, but I think it could have made sense. It could have made sense. Everyone is doing YouTube. We got a bunch of 8 guys on YouTube. Hit that like button, boys. Really, really would appreciate that. It helps go a long way. DJ underpass attempts. Could make sense from a blowout perspective. Absolutely. Don't mean to click that. Let's check that out. DJ pass attempts. Assuming we're seeing some EV here, but let's confirm. JT could very easily just run. So like from an overall game perspective, that already makes sense to me. Pass attempts. Daniel Jones. 29.5. FanDuel with the 102. I don't know how sharp FanDuel is in this market. I know generally speaking, props they're sharp. FanDuel's the best number there. Stake actually at 105. I would prefer if like a DK was off to a FanDuel to do this, though I think DK might be a bit sharper in like these like niche markets. I could be totally wrong. That is a gut feel. It's not like a back tested like legitimate thought, but I have gotten burnt, I think, on these markets on even like MGM and DK, but like small sample size, so nothing definitive. But we're in those markets where I'm seeing EV, like books are off the FanDuel, and they're the ones who I'm losing on. But again, very small sample, so no definitive statements about how that works or how that looks, to be honest. But enough to catch my eye from just just from a thought perspective at the very least. No, we have so much locked in. This is a great stream, boys. Now we got to make sure that these come through. But in terms of betting and getting numbers, we did an amazing job, as we always do. Now, the gambling gods can control the outcomes of these situations. We can't do anything else here. Bears, Ravens, we've done some stuff. Falcons, Dolphins, we have nothing, but you don't need everything. Giants, Eagles, got some scatterboo. Patriots, Browns, not much. Titans, Colts, Cowboys, Broncos, we have some touchdown stuff. K-Dot TD, he's literally due. Let's pull up the numbers here. I haven't looked at this game at all. Like I said, like very briefly is not even the right word. I do like some on stuff, especially with the injuries. It does get a good target share. Just pricing, like bet openly 230. Absolutely. A lot of love here at Novig. Look at the liquidity here. A lot of liquidity on the under. I mean, they're coming in on the over. So K-Dot and TD, honestly, this 180 at MGM. I mean, this if you could bet at Kalshi, 208 is the best price, or Profit X 218 is good. 230 at bet openly, actually. These guys aren't using bet openly. Use promo code BetSmart to get started. It's also a peer-to-peer exchange, just same thing as you know, to a degree of like it's not sweepstakes, it's like just pure exchange. Here Interface not looking so hot right now, but openly is a great spot to do some betting, and looks like there's a lot of liquidity, and it's the best price on K-Dot, and so for a TD there. National Tight Ends Day, K-Dot to get there, to get you to the window. Alrighty. They were going to call it, boys. Got game time at 15. I think that we have more than enough locked and loaded here. So I'll run through everything that we bet so far and go from there. Again, hopefully these numbers have moved in our direction, not to like, you know, pass post. Everything was bet live on stream, but we have Higgins over 51.5 receiving yards, minus 115 MGM. Fields 18 plus completions, 130 ESPN. DJ Moore under 3.5 receptions, minus 106 DK. Tet over 4.5 receptions, even money ESPN. Texans first half money line, minus 120 DK. Panthers first quarter money line, plus 180 DK. Scatterboo over 15.5 rushing, over 14.5 rushing attempts, plus 145 ESPN. Josh Allen anytime, plus 128 Novig. Curtis Samuel anytime, plus 900 MGM. Woody Marks 2.5 receptions over 125 MGM. Downs anytime, 320 DK. Colts Titans under 47.5, 105 ESPN. We parlayed Downs, Panthers, and more on DK with the boost. Just already did those. Browns team total under 7.5, first half, minus 115. Higgins, Andrews, Turpin, first touchdown, 16-1, 18-1, 35-1, respectively. Lamb, anytime touchdown with FanDuel boost, plus 208. Cook, over 2.5 receptions. James Cook, plus 120. Elijah Moore with the DK boost, plus 1264 anytime. And Jatavion Sanders, 40-1 anytime. I mean, first touchdown in the Panthers game, boys. So great stream. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube and also on X. Go to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button, and also make sure you're following Go Bet Smart. I'll be recapping everything on stream tomorrow, and we'll be talking Monday Night Football then and there. And also, I'm going to start getting the NBA content going. I know that NBA season has started. Just was such a busy week with some other stuff that NBA fell by the wayside. But we will be, I'll be building some new filters. Like I have to like dive in from scratch. I had a better understanding of baseball and football for filtering, but for NBA, gonna need your guys' help. Gonna consult with some other colleagues to like try to get myself some new filters, and we'll be building out NBA filters for Plus EV for using. For finding NBA bets during the course of the season. Need to unlock that. So thank you everybody for hopping in. I'll see you guys on Monday, and let's make some profit.